is high. Deuce is low. Call it right and win the dough on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, and welcome to Card Sharks, a game of decisions. We're in the middle of the first game of a best 2 out of 3 match. Hope you're going to play along with nice people today as we get to the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, start loading in the cards. And while they do that, we'll meet our Card Sharks. Joe Wilson. Good to see you again, Joe. Tell us again about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from New Brunswick, New Jersey. I live in Torrance, California right now, and I'm working for a health care management company.
Good. Now,
you know, I've been here 4 days now.
Right.
I'm kind of worried. I don't have my own parking spot yet.
Oh, I see. You want one with your name on it,
Sure,
there, Joe.
sure, or at least an interview on the Carson Show.
Nice to see you again, Joe. And our challenger, we welcome back Corinne Newcomer. Hello, Corinne. Nice to see you again. And remind us again about yourself.
I'm originally from Hawaii, and I've been here for 4 months. I've been married for 6 months to a commercial pilot.
Good. Nice to see you both again. Good luck to both of you in the game. Each player has their own deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled and cut before we go on the air. And the red cards on top will be played by our champion, Joe. The lower cards, the blue cards, will be played by the challenger, Corinne. And as you can see, we have a game in progress. Joe needs to turn over 3 cards. Corinne needs to turn over just 1. And that's the object of the game, to predict whether each of these cards is higher or lower than the one that precedes it. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, however, you have to answer a high-low toss-up question. They're all based on a poll of 100 people, and they test your ability to judge human nature. As we left off, question 3, and it goes to you, Joe. We asked 100 married women, do you have any money stashed away that your husband doesn't know about? How many women admitted they did?
Well, Jim, I think a lot of women do have money stashed away that their husbands don't know about. I think it goes the other way also. I'm going to say 80 women do. 80.
80 women have some money stashed away. Corinne, do you think it's higher or lower than 80?
Quite a few of them do, but I don't think it would be quite that high. So I think it would be a little bit lower.
You say lower. Well, if it is lower, you'll go to the board first. If not, Joe gets first crack at the cards, and I'll find out as you do. The actual number of women who said they had money stashed away is 35. It's lower. Corinne. Corinne, you've got control of the board. We left off with you having a 6 here as your base card. You won the high-low toss-ups. You have the right to change that base card if you'd like.
I'd like to change my card, please.
And here's the next card off the top of your deck. And, of course, the decks were reshuffled and recut, and they are. It is a 5, so you've improved it. Corinne, at this point, you've got 1 card to turn over for the first game of the match.
Okay, I think that'll be higher.
If this is higher, you have won the first game. If you're wrong, of course, Joe gets a chance at it. For the first game of the match, higher than a 5. Remember, if it's another 5 you lose, it must be higher than a 5. It's a 7. You did it. Game number 1. Let's clear the board, Janice, if you will, and set up for the next game very quickly. Joe, now, Corinne has won the first game at $100. You're trying your 4th, I think, every match so far this has happened, yes?
That's right. That's right.
You have been behind 1-0 in every match.
That's correct.
So he makes comebacks, Corinne. You better stay...
Not this time.
Stay playing. Not this time. That's the only way to feel. That's good. And Janice is setting up the cards. Same 2 decks of cards, just as we left off. And Corinne will start with a question to you this time. We pulled 100 pregnant women and asked them, did you plan this pregnancy or did it come as a surprise? Well, not as a complete surprise. Now, how many women admitted their pregnancy came as a surprise?
Okay, well, I think with so much birth control right now, I think the number would be pretty low. So I'd say 25 women came as a surprise.
She says that 25 out of 100 women got pregnant. Surprise! Higher or lower, Joe?
Well, I think also we're into a lot more Planned Parenthood. I think it's going to be a little bit lower.
You say even lower than that? Lower. The actual number of pregnant women who were surprised by their pregnancy is 33, not lower. Corinne, you got it. And Corinne, we'll take a look at your base card for this game. You have a 6. Do you want that? Do you want to change it?
Change my card, please.
You must play this one. You can only make that 1 change. It is a queen. Higher or lower on on this card, Corinne?
I think that the next card will be lower.
Lower than a queen. A 9. Now, Corinne, remember, you can freeze at any point, or you can continue calling high-low all the way across the board. But if you make a mistake, you lose all the cards back to your base card, and Joe gets a free chance at his cards. Your decision.
Okay, I have a pretty good base card, so I'm going to go for it. I think the next card will be lower.
Lower than a 9. It's a 4.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and I say the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 4. It's a king.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and the next card has got to be lower.
This is it. Risking all of these cards. If this is lower than a king, we have a new champion on Card Sharks. For the win, it's a 6. She did it. Congratulations, Corinne. Nice win. Joe, you've been a great champion. Thank you. That's very nice. And you are leaving here with $5,800, Joe Wilson. Thank you again. Corinne, come on down here. Congratulations. You beat a tough champion.
Thank you. I can't believe it.
We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the money cards where Corinne can win thousands of dollars. So don't go away.
It's a great way to spend the day.
Isn't that a great deal? It's great.
Great. Great.
Greater. Greatest.
Very nice indeed.
Daytime Buzz. It's great. Today, starting at 10, only on Buzzer.
See, I have to hold your hand because I get nervous, Corinne. You relaxed and ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's open the board and get to the money cards. All right, Corinne. Now at $100 a game, you won $200 for winning the match. That's yours to keep. Now we're going to give you new money to play with, and this time you're going to bet that money. Brand new deck, all shuffled and cut. $200 on the bottom line. Bet that as you will with those 3 cards. On the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. And again, you bet them as you wish. $50 minimum bets until you get to that top card, that big bet, and there you must bet at least half the dollars. Good luck. $200 to start with. And as always, a choice of 2 base cards. And we have first, a king. Good card to start with. You're going to keep it?
I think I'll keep it.
$200 and a king. What's your bet here?
Okay, I'm going to bet the whole thing that the next card will be lower.
Now remember, as in the game, if it's another king you lose, it must be lower. $200, lower than a king. It's a 7. $400 now, Corinne.
Okay, I'm going to bet $200 that the next card will be lower.
Lower. That you're going to guess the odds, you realize a little bit, right? Okay. I wish you luck. $200 lower than a 7. It's a 5. Was that woman's intuition?
Touch on that.
$600 and a 5 now, Corinne.
Okay, I'm going to bet $500 that the next card will be higher.
You're a gambling lady. $500 higher than a 5. It's a jack. $1,100. And we take the jack and move it up here. Add the other $200 of betting money. Corinne, you now have $1,300 and a jack.
Okay, I'm going to bet $1,000 that the next card will be lower.
You're a big bettor. $1,000 lower than a jack. It's a 3. Very much lower. $2,300 now, Corinne, with a 3.
Okay, I'm going to bet $2,000 that the next card will be higher.
$2,000. Higher than a 3 for $2,000. It's an 8. $4,300 now with an 8.
Okay, I'm going to bet the whole thing that the next card will be lower.
Corinne, you will have absolutely nothing, or you will have $8,600 for the big bet. $4,300 bet lower than an ace. It's an 8. $8,600. We move the 8 up. Now listen carefully with the big bet, Corinne. You must bet at least $4,300. You can bet more. You have $8,600 and an 8. What is your big bet?
Okay, I'm going to bet half of it that the next card will be... bet that the next card will be lower.
Lower. Betting $4,300. Lower than an 8. It's a $12,900. That's lovely. Come on down here. Congratulations. Congratulations.
No, we're out of debt.
Oh, you did great. That's sensational. This fine champion now has over $13,000, and she's going to meet a new challenger right after this. And again, our congratulations, Corinne. That applause is for you. You're a good player.
Thank you.
You were a gutsy bettor over there.
Well, I thought I would go for all or nothing.
You did sensational. You going with woman's intuition there a couple of times and betting heavy with big card. You did very well. That $12,900, I think, so far is the most that anyone's won up there on any one time. That's just great. Congratulations
Well, I
again.
think I'll break the bank.
That's the only way to feel. You were confident in the game. Why not? Stay that way. Yeah. Janice, if you will, with 2 brand new decks of cards, we will set up for the next match. And while Janice does that, we'll meet our next challenger on Card Charge. Lynn Nablock. Hello, Lynn.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Won't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior at USC, and I'll be graduating in June with a BA in journalism. And I'm going to be working at one of the studios as a tour guide this summer.
Congratulations. What do you want to do with the journalism degree?
I'm going to go into advertising, I think. That's kind of being a trader, but that's what I think I want to do.
Why is that being a trader?
Oh, you're supposed to go out and be a reporter.
Oh, no.
Honest, scruples.
You go out and sell time on this show, and we'll be very happy.
Okay.
Good to have you
I
here,
will.
Lynn.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much.
Lynn will play the lower cards, the blue cards. Corinne, the champion, will play the upper cards, the red cards. And we'll start with a question to you, Corinne. We polled 100 men whose wives were pregnant. And we asked these men, if you could trade places with your wife, would you be willing to be pregnant? How many men said they would be willing to be pregnant?
I don't think too many at all would want to be pregnant. So I think the number would be very low. I think 15 men.
How many?
15.
15. Lynn, she says 15 out of 100 men would be willing to be pregnant.
I'm going to have to say lower because I wouldn't want to be, and I'm a woman, so I don't think the men would want to be.
The actual number of men who would take a load off their wife's stomach and said they'd be willing to be pregnant is 30. It's not lower. Corinne. Wow. Well, we told you we'd check your ability to judge human nature and see you didn't trust the men as much as you should have. Corinne, we'll take a look at your base card. You have a 3.
Okay, I think the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 3. It's a 4.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and I think the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 4. It's a 10. Freeze or continue?
Okay, I'm going to freeze right there.
You'll freeze. Move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. You need just 2, and that's often a good way to play it because you keep Lynn away from her cards. Lynn, the question goes to you. We asked 100 married women, have you ever taken a shower with your husband? How many women said they had?
I think a lot of people do that nowadays. I would say 60.
60.
Yeah.
60 out of 100 taking a shower with their husbands. What do you think?
I think quite a few married people would take showers together, and you had to conserve water a little while ago. So I think the number would be higher.
They were either trying to save water or save their marriage, one or the other, Corinne. You say it'll be higher. The actual number of married women who have showered with their husband is 71. It's higher, Corinne. And again, you've got that all-important control of the board. We're looking at a 10. Do you want to keep it?
I think I'd like to change my card, please.
Here's the next one off the top of your deck. It is a 3, and again, a good change.
Okay, the next card has got to be higher.
Higher than a 3. It's a big ace. Big change.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and the next card has got to be lower.
Lower than an ace. For the first game of the match and $100 lower than an ace, it's a jack. It is. Corinne, you got it. Janice, will you set up for the next game, please?
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and I think the number will be higher.
Higher than a 3. It's a 10.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and I think the next card has got to be lower.
Lower than an ace. For the first game of the match and $100 lower than an ace, it's a jack. It is. Corinne, you got it. Janice, will you set up for the next game, please? Got good cards up there. Nice. What were you saying, Lynn?
She's hot.
She is hot. Well, maybe you can overtake her.
I hope so.
We play the best 2 out of 3, so you could maybe win this next game.
Okay.
And we'll start this game with a question to you, Corinne. We asked 100 people in the audience of Saturday Night Live. You've seen Saturday Night Live? If you received a free gift certificate for a week at the Masters & Johnson Sex Improvement Clinic, would you go? How many said they would go to the sex clinic?
I'm sure a lot of them would go, most of them. So I think 85 would go.
85. Higher or lower, Lynn?
I'm going to say higher. I think everybody take the free trip.
The actual number of people who said they would go to the sex clinic is 53, not higher. Corinne, you've got control of the board. And a look at your base card for this game. It is a 5. You want it?
I think I'd like to try and change it.
That surprises me. And you got it. Ooh, bad change. That looked pretty good to me. The 8, you've got to play it now. Call this next card.
I think the next card is going to be lower.
Lower than an 8. A 5. Well, you do call those highs and lows off the 8s beautifully, Corinne.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and I think the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 5. It's not higher. You lose both of those cards, and Lynn gets a free play at her cards with this base card, an ace.
Yes! Woo! Thank you. I'm going to go and say the next one's lower.
Lower than an ace. It's a jack.
Thank you. I'll keep going and say lower.
Lower than a jack. Oh, no, an ace. What a time for an ace to come up, Lynn. And I'll clean house here, Janice. If you'll fill in the spaces, the next question goes to you, Lynn. We polled 100 women who were at least 6 months pregnant, and we asked them, have you had any morning sickness? How many pregnant women said yes?
I think that's pretty prevalent. I say 80.
You say
80.
80. She says 80 out of 100 have had morning sickness. Higher or lower, Corinne?
Well, I think everybody reacts differently to it, so I don't think that many people, I think a little bit lower.
Lower. The actual number of pregnant women who have had morning sickness is 63. It's lower. Corinne.
Okay, I would like to change my card,
Want to
please.
change that 8 now? It is an ace.
Oh.
Look at that. Well, I said
Okay,
2
the
separate
next
decks,
card
and you can see it
is
there.
Definitely lower.
Lower than an ace. It is a 5.
Okay, I've got a good base card, so I'm going to go for it. I think the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 5. It's a 7.
Okay, I'm going to freeze right there.
You'll freeze. Needing just 2 cards. Lynn needs 4 cards, and Lynn needs this game to tie up the match.
Sure.
Can she do it? We'll find out right after we take time out for this.
Rayburn, Dawson, The Long Mike, The Longer Kiss.
I've gotten aroused.
2 originals, 2 hours. Match Game and Family Feud together again today at 10.
Corinne leads 1-0 in the best 2 out of 3 match, and Lynn, you have to make a comeback. And right now, Corinne needs just 2 cards, and Lynn needs all 4 of them to turn over. But you got a good base card there, Lynn. We left off with a question to you, Corinne. We asked 100 secretaries, do you think you could do your boss's job if you had the chance? How many secretaries said they could?
Oh, I think a lot of them, because the secretaries seem to be what holds the whole thing together. So I would say that 75 would say they could do it.
75 out of 100 secretaries could do their boss's job. Lynn, higher or lower?
I'm going to have to say lower because I think a lot of them could, but I don't think they have that much faith in themselves to say that.
See how the men applauded you on that answer, Lynn. The actual number of secretaries who said they could do their boss's job is 57. It's lower. Lynn. We're looking at an ace.
Yes, and I'm going to go and say lower.
Lower than an ace. It is a king.
Thank you. Wow. I'm going to say lower.
Lower than a king. It's a 6.
I'm going to freeze.
You'll freeze.
Yeah.
Both players needing just 2 cards, and we are at the 4th and final question. It is sudden death. Someone has to win on this play of the cards, and of course, control of the board, most important, and that control will be decided with this question. Lynn, we asked 100 men, do you think a woman's place is in the home? How many men said yes?
I think it's pretty high, even with women's lib these days. I think it's very high. I'd say 80.
80. She says 80 out of 100 men said a woman's place is in the home. Corinne, higher or
I
lower?
have to say lower because working women is increasing now.
So you say lower.
Lower.
The actual number of chauvinists who think a woman's place is in the home is 34. It's lower. Corinne. All right, Corinne, it's sudden death, but listen carefully. Here's how we do it. You have a 7. You won the high-low toss-up. You could change this base card if you'd like and try to turn these 2 cards over. If you win, fine. If you make a mistake, Lynn wins the game. But Lynn has a 6. She cannot change it. You have control. You can force her to play these 2 cards, and if she makes a mistake, the game is yours. Your decision, Corinne. You've got control. Do you want to play it yourself off a 7?
I think I'd like to change my card, and I'm going to try it.
You're going to try it?
Uh-huh.
Going to try to do it herself. And you're going to be starting with this base card. It is another 7. 1 mistake, and we've got a tie match. If you can call them both, you go back to the money card. Start calling.
Okay, I'm going to go with the odds, and I think it'll be higher.
Higher than a 7. It is a queen.
Okay, the next card will be lower.
Lower. If this is lower than a queen, we have the same champion. Corinne goes back to the money cards. If not, Lynn still has a chance for the win. Lower than a queen. It's a king. It is not lower. It is not lower. And Lynn gets a chance to play off the 6 and call. No, you don't have to. You've won it. My goodness, I'm taking it away from you, Lynn. My apologies. We've got a tie at 1-1. Each of you have $100. I was going to make you play it. That's not nice. We'll be right back right after this.
Up next, contestants try to match wits with insane celebrities while Gene Rayburn tries to control it all on a buzzer double play of Match Game. Next, stay tuned.
Well, the next time I explain sudden death to them, I think I'll listen myself. We've got a tie. It's 1-1, each player with $100. We'll play the tiebreaker with just 3 cards and 3 questions when next we meet on Card Sharks.
Some of our contestants will receive the Hamilton Beach Mini Drip Coffee and Tea Maker. Brews 2 to 4 cups in minutes. Fresh hot coffee only when you want it. Eliminates waste. Hamilton Beach Scoville. And the Jovan collection of aftershave cologne. Exciting musk oil. Mysterious ginseng. Provocative sex appeal. And elegant Monsieur Jovan. Wear them all. And Westclox looks ahead in time. The smartly styled compact Big Ben solid state LED digital AM FM instant on clock radio from Westclox Vitale Industries. And a True Test Waffle Baker and Grill from True Value Hardware Stores, who combine value and personal service in over 5,000 locations nationwide. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.